Good morning, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michael Lawrence, Chief Executive of Asia House, and on behalf of our partners, DMCC, I'd like to welcome you to the future of trade, the Middle East's pivot to Asia. It's a pleasure for us to be back in Dubai to engage in this important dialogue. Thank you all very much for joining us. We have among our audience representatives from more than a dozen countries and business leaders across a range of industries, including financial and professional services, technology, renewable energy, and infrastructure. And to explore the issues before us today, we have assembled some of the leading thinkers in their respective fields, some decision makers too. We are honoured to have with us His Excellency Abdullah Al Saleh, Under-Secretary for Foreign Trade at the UAE Ministry of Economy, and soon we'll be joined by His Excellency Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, Chairman, Chief Executive of DP World, both of whom will deliver keynote addresses in just a short while. The global trading architecture is changing rapidly, and geopolitics and technology are two of the drivers. This morning we'll be looking at these issues, their impact on global trade, and the likely outcomes. These are turbulent times, and a key theme throughout the program will be how businesses can navigate them. Our speakers are keen to engage with you. I'll be inviting your questions and your comments at each of the panels, so please, we welcome your involvement. Please feel free to join. I'd like to thank our sponsors. Well, firstly, I'd like to thank the UAE Ministry of Economy for their support, their continued support for our conference. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, HSBC, one of the founding stakeholders of Asia House, and ABP Royal Albert Docks. I'd also like to thank DMCC, our valued partners in this event. Well, to offer his welcome remarks, I'd like to invite now to the stage the Chairman of Asia House, Lord Stephen Green.
Your Excellency, ladies, gentlemen, it's a huge pleasure for me to be back in Dubai. We were here a year ago, and it doesn't seem as though an entire year has gone by because there have been so many changes on the world scene, so many changes in Asia, in Europe, in America. The patterns of global trade continue to evolve in what I think is a strategically significant way that is going to change the way we think about the world over the next century. This is Asia's century, and the pivot to Asia is something that's affecting all of us, including us who live in Europe. There are many guests from America and, of course, also from China. The pivot to Asia is affecting the Middle East intensely. All of the Middle Eastern economies, all of the major powerful economic groups in this part of the world are seeing the rise of China, the rapid growth of India affect the way they think about the world and affect their trade patterns. Every single major economy in the Middle East now has as its largest trading partner China, and rapidly it will become the case that the second largest trading partner is India. That tells you, in a sense, all of that you need to know about what is going on. And the rest of this morning, we are going to be looking at the implications of all this. We have a very rich program for you. For myself, as Chair of Asia House, a great pleasure to be here. As a former chair of HSBC, who are one of our sponsors and supporters, it's a great pleasure to be back in a city that I have been visiting consistently ever since 1982. And you can well imagine that Dubai looks a little different now than it did in 1982. So I'm looking forward to this morning. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our keynote speaker, His Excellency Abdullah Al Saleh, the Under-Secretary for Foreign Trade at the Ministry of Economy. Your Excellency, thank you so much for being with us. We're all looking forward to hearing what you have to say.